It's the moment we've all been waiting for, and the one that Stephen's been waiting for. The moment. Chapter 22. Stephen was worrying his way down the stairs when suddenly he spotted Jenny's skateboard right in the middle of the step. He stepped right over it. Well, that was easy. And just like that, his fears vanished. Not even the cloud of doom could worry him. He quickly hurried down the rest of the way. He didn't want to be late. When he reached the second floor, he could see Louis below, wheeling the gong into place. "Louis," he shouted, and then he jumped down the final 8 steps. "Am I late?" "You're right on time," said the art teacher. The gong was gigantic, almost twice as big as Stephen. He had never stood so close to it before. In the center was a small red dot. The iron mallet hung from a hook. The mallet was longer than his arm, and thicker too. "Have you been doing your push-downs?" Louis asked. Stephen nodded. "Yeah, I'm almost up to 2, he said confidently. Mr. Kidswater stepped out of his office. He took one look at Stephen and asked, "Who are you?" "This is Stephen," said Louis. "You chose him to bang the gong today." "Him? Why would I choose him?" "Because you're the best principal ever," said Louis. "Well, yes, that's true," said Mr. Kidswater. "I'll do my best, sir," said Stephen. "Well, that worries me," said the principal. Louis handed Stephen 2 cotton balls. As Stephen was stuffing them in his ears, it must be loud, Louis unhooked the mallet. He held it out to Stephen. Stephen wobbled as he took the mallet with both hands. Louis helped him raise it to his shoulder. 10, 9, 8. Mr. Kidswater continued the countdown as he looked at his clock. He had to shout the number so Stephen could hear through the cotton balls. 7, 6. Stephen gripped the handle even tighter. 5, 4. Stephen groaned loudly as he raised the iron mallet up off his shoulder. It was a good thing he'd been doing all those push-downs. 3. Stephen staggered but maintained his balance. 2. Oh, what a great small moment. He concentrated on that red dot. 1. He swung the mallet with all his might and missed. He didn't just miss the red dot. He missed the gong. Louis jumped out of the way as the weight of the mallet pulled Stephen around in a big circle. The second time around, the mallet banged the gong right on the dot. Gong! Despite the cotton balls, the sound echoed inside Stephen's skull and rattled his bones. It traveled all the way up the stairs to the 30th floor. "He did it!" shouted Mac. "Yay, Stephen!" yelled Jenny. Everyone in Mrs. Jules' class whooped and hollered. Louis kept Stephen from falling over and took the mallet from him. He hooked it back on the frame, and then him and Stephen wheeled the gong into the principal's office. Mr. Kidswater was already there, standing by the door. The principal held out his big hand and said, "Well done, Stephen." In the history of Wayside School, Stephen was the only kid ever to shake Mr. Kidswater's hand. In the future, whenever Stephen feels worried or frustrated or just plain sad, his mind will take him back to the moment the mallet struck the gong. He will close his eyes and see that red dot. His hands will feel the weight of the iron mallet. He will hear the sound of the gong bouncing back and forth between his ears, and he will feel the vibrations in his bones, and he will smile. Well, I like the author's message in that one. It's like he was so scared, but sometimes when you face your fears, amazing things can happen, even if you make a small mistake. So, at least that's over. The next chapter is called Blame It on the Cloud. Uh-oh, look at all those names under the blackboard under the word discipline. Wonder what happens. See you guys next time. Bye.